to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack.
I don't care if we...
When the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League ended its run, the young women and girls who had played the game they loved for so many innings went on with their lives. But the league had a lasting effect on those lives and on the future of women in sports as well.
I might not have ever left the state of Arkansas. I doubt that I would have even gone on for a college education. And then all the friends you make and all the places you go.
Well, I'll tell you, for me, it made me a more outgoing type of a person. I had more confidence in myself. I just figured there wasn't anything I couldn't do. Anything you want to do, you can do in this life if you just work hard and keep working.
It enlarged my field of acquaintances, and you become quite close because you're definitely into it in depth. You know, you don't just play around like amateur ball. I mean, your money depended on it, and you were competitive, in other words, and you wanted to play. In softball, as amateurs, we used to play men's teams, and we got a kick out of trying to beat the men's teams. But in baseball, you just wanted to make the team and play.
I think I was very fortunate to have had the opportunity to play professional baseball with the All-American League. I think that we were at the right place at the right time. I feel very fortunate and to have played with such a great group of women. You know, I'm glad Mr. Wrigley included the Canadians, and I think we did prove that women can play professional ball as well as men. We can't hit the ball as hard or as far, but we can make all those same plays. And sometimes better, I've seen in Wrigley Field.
That really defined who I was. I gained so much confidence in playing and learned so much from the teamwork and the friendships and camaraderie that was involved in that playing in those years. It totally defined me. I was not afraid to do anything. I rode all over Europe on a motor scooter by myself. I camped out under bridges with a blanket to see the country. I went there, I had no job when I went to Europe. And so I bought a motor scooter and toured around all summer on that motor scooter, and had never been to Europe before. I had no fear. And that travel taught me a lot about life. I appreciated the fact that, you know, I had that chance so much, and that there were so many people out there doing something that I liked to do. It gave me a lot of confidence in who I was. I no longer felt like I was an outcast because I like to do these things boys like to do. You know, it was like something wrong with you if you do something like that, if you go out and play. But the boys that you play with, if you play as well as they do, they don't care. They let you play with them. It was the adults who were being judgmental, you know, about the fact that I was the only one doing it.
It made me competitive, but I think in a good way, It also taught me winning and losing, and that winning isn't everything. The way you lose can mean a lot too. I said that before, I thought, Ben. Having the opportunity to meet all these wonderful women.
Not only did it change me, but I learned so much about teamwork, camaraderie, trust in people. It was just a wonderful experience, and I don't think that I could have gotten that from any other profession that I would have gotten into like I got from that league.
I just think it made me a better person, really. You learned to live with everybody, different cultures, to have Cubans like Lefty Alvarez, and you were a team. You weren't just individual, and when they said they'd go into Cooperstown as a team rather than an individual player, I think that's the way, because the song says it all, you know, all for one and one for all, and if you didn't have that, I don't think you would have the uniqueness of the league.
I really, really loved the experience. It's probably the best 8 years of my life. It was a wonderful experience. You got to meet a lot of people. You're exposed to a lot. When you apply for jobs, they respect the fact that you were professional?
Well, the camaraderie to me is just so much, you know. I think you're so lucky to get that in your life. But also you were around all these other women of talent. You supported each other. You had role models because the girls that came before us are certain role models. You know, Audrey Wagner, she ended up being a doctor. There isn't anything you can't do, or at least give it a try. And I don't think a lot of kids grow up with that. You have to have these other things that lead you to it, these other opportunities. And that's what I think is the important thing, the opportunity to, and then to be lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time with the right set of skills.
Of all the things I've done, I mean, the college degrees and the teaching and being married and having children and all of that, baseball was the thing that I remember the most and enjoyed the most of all the things I've done in my life. And over 87 years, you do a lot of living.
If it hadn't been for those women in the 40s who stuck through all those changes from fast-pitch softball to bring it into being baseball the way that they have, there wouldn't have been a league, because fast-pitch softball was pretty ordinary sport at that time. But women to play actual baseball is what people give us credit for. It was an evolution, just like men's baseball was an evolution from softball as well. Most people don't know that, but it was. But the fact that we did that is really motivating a lot of girls today who play in Little League to want to play baseball. And I think baseball is a much better sport than softball because it's a smaller ball and girls have small hands and it fits there and it's easier to throw. And it's so much more thought into the game of baseball because there's so much more time. There's much more strategy, and it's a whole different game, but it's a very exciting game when you're playing. It might not be so exciting to watch, but it's very exciting to play.
Well, just playing ball at first, but I mean, the more everything else comes out, the movie and everything like that, and people keep telling you, well, you know, thank you for this and that, and, you know, I mean, then it kind of registers, but originally, I mean, we were just doing what we loved to do and actually getting paid for it like a job, so, you know, it didn't really register, and then it just seems like it's getting bigger and bigger, and you get fan mail from all over the country, and kids, and not just kids, adults, you know, veterans and stuff like that, writing, wanting autographs, and it's just awesome, you know, it's amazing. I mean, it just blows my mind that people are still so interested and you know, wanting all this stuff, autographs and pictures, and I just think it's great. I just hope it never dies.
I hope we opened up sports for girls. I hope we helped with the Title IX. I feel like we did, the way sports have taken hold in all the high schools and the colleges for women. And I think we opened the door. And I think they'll tell you that. A lot of the ones that are in other pro sports tell you that. I was at Cooperstown on a visit when a lady was there with her grandchildren, and she was part of Title IX from the very beginning. And she said, I'm amazed to meet you girls, to think that I met you and you were part of that league. She said, I don't believe it. And here she's worked on Title IX all her life. And she was just dumbfounded that she was introduced to us. And I think that's a great feeling.
I am so proud to have been a part of the All-Americans and to show people that women had skills. And if Title IX was passed not only because of us, now young ladies can see their dreams, come true, like we saw our dreams. We are so proud to have been a part of this, and I went to a couple of the United States Olympic softball team games, and these women, these young women, come up to us and hug us and say, thank you. Because of you, we can now do this. And not only myself, but you can talk to the oldest player in our league or the youngest, and they have the same pride that I do. And young girls, no matter what they play, the Olympians, to be so proud of that team and to have them say, because of you, we're here, makes us just so proud.
We accomplished more than playing baseball. We showed that we were as equal as boys when coming into sports, give the women's sports the same consideration and that you're giving the boys. And we did. We, you know, whether Chapter 9 was passed for equal opportunity in sports. And I think we accomplished a great deal. We're proud of what we did. We're very proud of it.
Back, we were pioneers because it was an awful long time after our league folded before any women got any recognition in sports. So in our own way, we were pioneers. But like they all tell you, we would have done it for nothing. We got paid for doing something we loved.